Owning a Cessna 172 is a dream for thousands of pilots. It's reliable, iconic, and one of the most forgiving aircraft ever built. But the purchase price is just the beginning. The real cost of owning a 172 in 2025 includes maintenance, storage, insurance, upgrades, and more. Today, we're going to break it all down dollar by dollar so you know exactly what it takes to own the Sky. Let's start with the obvious, the purchase price. A brand new Cessna 170 Skyhawk in 2025 costs around $450,000. That's right, nearly $500,000. But many owners choose used. A well-maintained 1970s-80s 172 ranges from $80,000 to $140,000 depending on hours, avionics, and engine time. Don't forget a pre-buy inspection, which costs about $1,000 to $1,500. Now factor in insurance. Hull and liability coverage varies based on your experience and the aircraft's value. A low-time private pilot with $100,000 172 might pay $1,800 to $2,500 annually. More experienced pilots could see rates closer to $1,200. Tailwheel endorsements, IFR ratings, and hangaring your plane can all affect premiums. Some policies also limit who can fly it. Speaking of hangars, storage is a big piece of the puzzle. Hangaring 172 protects it from UV damage, hail, and corrosion, but it's not cheap. A T-hangar at a typical regional airport ranges from $350 to $600 per month. That's $4,200 to $7,200 a year. Outdoor tie-downs are cheaper, around $50 to $150 monthly, but expose the aircraft to weathering and faster depreciation. Let's not forget fuel. A 172 burns about 8 to 10 gallons of avgas per hour. With 100 lines costing roughly $6 to $8 per gallon in 2025, you're looking at $48 to $80 per hour in fuel costs. Flying 100 hours a year common for recreational owners adds up to around $5,000 to $8,000 annually just to keep it in the air. And remember, the more you fly, the more you'll maintain. Now the maintenance. This is where real ownership costs kick in. The FAA requires an annual inspection, which typically runs $1,200 to $2,500 depending on the shop and what they find. But that's just the baseline. Airworthiness directives ADIS squawks, and wear items like tires, brakes, filters, and oil changes quickly add another $2,000 to $4,000 annually, if not more. Engine overhauls are a ticking time bomb. A 172's Lycoming 032 or 360 engine needs a major overhaul every 1,800 to 2,000 hours. If you're buying a plane with high time on the engine, plan for a $25,000 to $35,000 overhaul. Even if you're years away, smart owners set aside an engine reserve, usually $15 to $20 per hour, to avoid getting blindsided later. Modernization is another hidden cost. Want to upgrade from analog gauges to a Garmin G5 or G3X panel? That can set you back $10,000 to $25,000 easily. Even small additions, a DSP out, a backup attitude indicator, or a new transponder chip away at your budget. These upgrades improve safety and resale value, but they require deep pockets and FAA-approved installs. Let's add it all up for 1 year. Say you fly 100 hours. You'll pay around $6,000 for fuel, $2,000 for insurance, $5,000 for maintenance, and $5,000 for hangar fees. That's already $18,000 without touching upgrades or depreciation. If you bought a loan-financed $100,000 172 at 6% interest over 15 years, that's another $10,200 annually in payments. We're at $28,000. Depreciation isn't massive on well-kept 172s, but it's real. Aircraft lose value if they're flown too little, maintained poorly, or aren't upgraded for compliance. In general, plan on 1 to 2% depreciation yearly, though upgraded avionics or low-time engines can hold or even increase value. Still, the smart owner plans for a few thousand a year in resale value drops. What about unexpected costs? Flat tires on the taxiway, dead batteries, bird nests, broken starters, cracked windows from sun damage. Owning a plane means being ready for random bills. Aviation mechanics aren't cheap, and many airports have limited shop availability. A simple squawk might require ferrying the plane or waiting weeks for parts and labor. Then there's the opportunity cost. The capital tied up in your aircraft could have been earning interest or invested elsewhere. Plus, don't forget time. Plane ownership isn't just about money, it's about effort. Scheduling maintenance, tracking a DIS, dealing with paperwork, managing logs, and washing the bird. It's a part-time job unless you're hiring a management company. And yet, thousands of pilots still buy Cessna 172s every year. Why? Because the value goes beyond numbers. Freedom, training, adventure, pride. Unlike a car, a well-kept 172 becomes part of your identity. It's a tool, a classroom, and a gateway to adventure. The cost is real, but so is the joy. And if you know what you're signing up for, it can be worth every penny. So who should buy a 172? If you're flying 80 to 150 hours a year, want scheduling flexibility, and are ready to invest time and money into a reliable, forgiving aircraft, it might be perfect. It's ideal for time builders, VFR flyers, and families who love aviation, but casual flyers. A club membership or rental may offer 90% of the benefit at half the cost and zero responsibility. What about shared ownership? Co-ownership or fractional ownership is a fantastic way to cut annual costs in half or more. Share fuel, hangar, insurance, and maintenance with a trusted partner. Just be sure to have a formal agreement in place. You'll need to coordinate schedules, maintenance timing, and upgrade decisions, but it can make flying far more affordable. Now let's talk tax. If you're using your aircraft for business, partial deductions may apply for depreciation, fuel, and insurance. But the IRS has strict rules on ordinary and necessary expenses. Personal use, that's on your dime. Always consult a tax pro familiar with aviation to avoid audits or misreporting. One wrong move could turn your cockpit into a courtroom. So, what's the final verdict? Owning a Cessna 172 in 2025 means budgeting at least $15,000, $30,000 a year in operating costs plus whatever loan or purchase cost you take on. It's not just about flying, it's about maintaining a machine built for the skies. But with the right mindset and budget, it becomes one of the most rewarding investments a pilot can make. For many, it's about more than math. Owning a plane means early morning takeoffs, sunset landings, spontaneous airport burgers, and unforgettable moments with friends and family. You don't just go places, you arrive on your terms. It's your runway, your rules. That's not just expensive, it's priceless.